Hello everyone, and welcome to another unboxing from Always Play Blue. Today we're going to take a look at Tiny Epic Dungeons, a 1 to 4 player dungeon crawler designed by Scott Orms and published by Gamelyn Games. We're big fans of the Tiny Epic games. I think we've got all of them to date so far. But I was into Kickstarter until just before Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. So we've backed dinosaurs, we backed pirates, and of course we backed dungeons. I'm interested to see how they managed to fit everything from the campaign into this tiny box. So let's take a look inside. First of all, before we open the lid quickly, I love the artwork on the front. It's really bright and colourful. And as always, they put a nice little something on the inside of the lid there as well, which is good. And then we've got the rule book. So yeah, I always find their books quite dense, but you can see all the components on that first page there, and all of that is fitted inside this box. I mean, granted, a lot of it is sort of cards and sort of mini player boards and that, but there's a lot of wooden tokens and the miniatures. So this is the first Tiny Epic game to have miniatures. We'll take a look at this in a minute, but here we've got some sort of and a lot of the Tiny Epic games have these. Like Galaxies has these for the player boards and stuff. This size of card. We'll have a look at. Oh no, sorry. This is oh yeah, this was like a little mini expansion. A lot like they did with the Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. They had like a little mini research expansion in with the main game as sort of a Kickstarter exclusive, and this is Potions and Perils. Okay, so we get just a few extra sort of minion cards, room tiles, and 2 wooden meeples here. Some terrifying looking creatures. They're really unlike. They're nice and chunky. I do like my wooden meeples. Yeah, and then so these are the. I think these are the there's some room tiles. And then these are the extra potions that come with the Muggo Ale. These are the potions that come with a little mini expansion, which I think after a play or two we'll probably just chuck in. We tend to just chuck in a little mini expansion like this as default for the main game. And a few more creatures there. And there's the vampire imp as one of those wooden meeples I saw there. And then there's the different backs of the cards. Nice little square tiles. A lot of the cards in this are that shape. We'll leave the we'll leave the miniatures till the end because they look like they're something special. And there's all the wooden tokens. So we'll get all the rest of the card out of the way first. So this is what I was on about a second ago. These are sort of the standard size for a Tiny Epic game when you get the sort of player cards. We've got some reference cards, which is always nice. A lot of symbols in these games, so it's good to be able to keep track of that. I don't know too much about how this game plays, so I'm not quite sure what the sort of Act 1 boards are for. I think I'm guessing if you don't select certain bosses, like the dragon or the hydra, then what is on the board of an unused monster is what you would use in the game then, so because you're not going to use all of these. And that's great because it saves extra boards when you can just put it on the back of something that you know won't be used if another one's been used. And then these are the hero boards. So each of the characters that comes in with the I believe it's 8. There's 8 characters with the base game. I also added the stories expansion, which is another 8 characters. But we'll take a look at that after this. But yeah, you've got all the stats, all the sort of starting stats and everything for the characters. It's a crowded board, but a lot of these games, you sort of once you play it a few times, it just becomes second nature to where everything is on that board. And then we've got the majority of the cards / tiles for this game. So I'm guessing these are like room tiles. I know that first one is, I think that's like the starting tiles that you coming down into the dungeon, and everything spans out from there as you sort of turn, sort of place room tiles face down and then flip them to reveal when you go into that room. But yeah, we've got the creature cards there. So we've got stabby goblins, booming goblins. Nice. I really like the artwork on these as well. I don't think they use the same artist across all their games, so it's nice to come every time you get a game to get sort of different art style to it. And there's all the gear. I think there's something about this. Yeah, you can see the design of those 4 there. And then again, I think there's something about collecting sets of armor. So you have like the main armor, a shield weapon, a melee weapon, and stuff, and they all combine. So you're sort of a lot stronger if you get that in a lot of sort of RPG video games as well. When you get whole sets, you get like mega stats. And then these are all the creatures you could be fighting in the dungeon. And it's got the typical Tiny Epic sort of like tracker around the outside of a card you get like on Galaxies or Dinosaurs when you just the numbers around the outside of the card. And then these are the rooms themselves. So you've got like traps, and then there's like symbols on them. So I think when you go into that room, you add that creature in to fight. And then I'm guessing these are just like spells that you can use as well. Yeah, that's a lot of cards there. It's nice. I think you can get sort of custom sleeves for those. I tend to only buy sleeves for my cards. I don't know if everything will fit in the box. That's the problem with the Tiny Epic games. Sometimes you can't sleeve stuff because it's already so crammed in there. And these are the dice. The red and black ones are right, but I really like the sort of black and grey ones there. It's like a nice stone effect. Sort of multiple symbols on them. And now we'll look at the big bag of wooden tokens. I think, yeah, they're just everything is in this one bag. So I'll try and get a nice selection out. So you've got these little gears with the keyhole in them. And obviously, as people have already played this game, they know exactly what these things are, and I don't. So apologies for that. But yeah, I love the sort of screen print on these wooden tokens. Is that more of the same? Let's see if there's just some different things in there. You've got little heart tokens as well. And again, I'm guessing these go on your little trackers on your board, like the other Tiny Epic games. So look at a little lightning bolt there. And then the bosses have their own sort of wooden meeples as well. That looks like slime. Some kind of ooze monster. But yeah, really nice. Oh, it's just really nice. The colours they've chosen and the screen printing. Really, really nice. I'll just tip the rest of those in. Another gear. Oh, that's a torch. I don't know if that's something to do with like a countdown tracker or something for the game, so there's like a time limit maybe. That's the problem with Kickstarter games. You kind of look into all the rules and what you're supposed to do and what everything means, all the components, and then a year and a half later, you forget everything when it turns up. But let's just take a look at the miniatures quickly. So these are smaller than standard. I think like standard is like 28mm, and these are smaller than that. But they are really detailed, really nice. I've already seen people painting these online, and they look fantastic. I'm not the world's greatest painter, and so I would be put off painting these just in case I ruin them, but they do look so nice. And yeah, 8 characters. He's slightly bigger, like a big barbarian character. You see the skull on his buckle there. Yeah, surprisingly, considering how small they are, there is a lot of detail in them. So we've got a little dwarf guy, but even like the cracks on his shield there, just a nice little extra touch. Show that the axe has been well worn, seen a lot of fighting. That's really nice. Yeah, like I say, if you go online, I've seen some on Instagram of people painting these already, and they look fantastic. I saw one of this one yesterday. Someone had done a really nice job with his cloak and that. Yeah, and then a little female dwarf. Very nice miniatures. But yeah, so that's Tiny Epic Dungeons, and now we'll go on to the expansion. So this is just a little extra. You can pay a little bit more for and get this expansion. Comes in a slightly thinner box, a lot like the Pirates one did. Add some story elements to it, 8 new characters, and some more meeples. It's FOMO, I know, but yeah, you can't really have a Tiny Epic game and not get that expansion that comes with it. So again, great cover, great artwork on there. It's a little bit more difficult to get the smaller boxes separated. I found that with Pirates as well. So we've got the Adventurous Storybook. So this will just tell you how this integrates with the main game, as well as giving you some stuff for the story mode, I guess. So you've got different floors there. No, that's really nice, because I know a lot of the Tiny Epic games are set in the same universe, so it's nice to have I love a good world map, and that's nice there. And then they've got the sort of location that's set in. Some more wooden meeples there. Again, I don't know what it all is for at the moment. Once I learn the game and that, I'm guessing you've got some more sort of bosses there, because it looks like there's 2 new boss meeples, and there's some black hearts there. And I think that A and B are like objective lanterns or something. And then we've got more of those square tiles. So I don't know if these the red ones are maybe little missions that help with the story mode. And you've got some room tiles and some creatures and some treasures. So let's have a look at the front of those. Bend those a little bit arched. Okay, so we've got some new goblins. We've got a new like an Egyptian themed set of armor there, and then a sort of a ninjery set, if that is a word. And there's some more creatures. That's the 2 bosses. No, maybe not bosses then, because they're on smaller cards. We'll see those in a minute. But yeah, I don't know if those red cards are part of the story mode. Let's get the miniatures. We'll save those again because they are nice to look through. And then some more of these boards. Looking at how cramped the first box was, I probably would say that you can't fit all of this into a single box, so we'll be keeping all this expansion stuff separate. But here we go. So these are the 2 new bosses, and then we have the new character cards. And I know some of these have got kind of like themed on things. I'm not sure if he's themed on the character from the Warcraft expansion, and that's obviously Lara Croft. And I recognise that guy from somewhere, but I can't place him. And then, yeah, so I don't know. I don't quite get all the references. But I'm sure they're all. I don't know if the expansion is all based on sort of geeky characters. Put in the comments below if you know what all 8 are based on. And yes, I know that's the Gamelyn logo before anyone puts that in there. But here we go. So this is like the monk character, mid kick. Let's get a few more. What else we got? Yeah, and again, I mean, I was going to talk about the detail on these characters, and I pulled out one that's not got much actual detail on her. She's quite plain clothed. And then you've got that bard character there, but they are still really, I mean, the detail on the boots there. Sort of when you're making a miniature that small, and this guy is an absolute tank, but look at everything on him. But when you're making miniatures this small and you can still put that much detail, you know, you think that they simplify the artwork to make them less difficult to do as models. But yeah, and there's the Lara Croft character, and there's the Gamelyn Games logo personified as a warrior, and then the last 2, yeah, just really nice. And it's just weird that they're Tiny Epic Games, Tiny Epic miniatures. But yeah, so that is the Stories expansion. That's the whole set, and that looks like a lot of gaming in a very small box, as always. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more content, head over to Instagram @alwaysplayblue, or check out the website alwaysplayblue.com. Thank you.